That was a good discussion. That was a lot of fun.
No, see, this is why I say I love doing these kind of things, with people, when they really get deep and down with discussions, and like I say, it's not, and I said before, it's not about trying to bruise nobody's ego, not trying to do something like no, it's like no, you respect someone's opinion, but at the same time, you're giving out some good information and
Yeah,
free for all. So that's why I love
yeah.
it.
It it's a blast. I love doing these shows. I really do. So let's see the Mothra, the plush Mothra. Oh, look at
And
how
that's what I say.
adorable.
Oh, and I've got like classic. This was
Oh, very nice.
Maeve got that for me. So
Really? Oh, that's sweet.
yeah,
It's a
that was
back
cool.
pillow?
Surreal
Oh yes,
entertainment.
it's
That's
like the
cool.
perfect shape.
I don't buy a lot of figures anymore, but if I see a damn plushie, I'm like,
Hey,
take my money.
nothing wrong
Right.
with that. I mean, I collect Transformers still.
That's
I
awesome. And you have a really kick-ass Godzilla suit in your house, which is awesome.
Right.
was
So,
gonna say
yeah,
that. Yeah, that.
yep. With a Christmas hat, that makes it right
I was
there.
gonna say with the Christmas.
I
Nice.
forgot to
Makes it
take
right.
the hat off. Should have seen it when he was holding the Red Rider BB gun.
Oh, fantastic. I think we are about ready for Showa Era Volume 2.
And I got
Okay.
sidetracked there. Sorry.
No, it's good. It's good.
Look, we're in a good mode. So this
Yeah,
helps.
it's all good, man. We're gonna have a good discussion. There's a lot of fun movies on this one. All right, here we go.
Siren Cosm from Jack Panzer and heavy metal horror is the way to go.
I am Montag, Master of Illusion. What goes up must come down, but not always. And you are watching and listening to Heavy Metal Horror. Oh, kiddies, welcome back. The Showa era Toho Non-Godzilla films, Volume 2. Oh, that's right. We couldn't pack it all in one show, and I wanted to milk it. We had a lot of movies. I'm like, I don't want to make more episodes. No, I love making episodes. And Chop Top still has that pulled groin injury from last time. He's going to be recovering from that. He's probably going to have a cast or, something, maybe a chastity belt might be the thing for him. So, Chop, sit on your hands. Don't use them as the devil's tools. Here we go. We're going to start our very first one. This is from 1963. We've got Atragon. Yes. Oh, Jedi Grand Velle. Oh, I didn't introduce everybody. My apologies. Oh, it's almost like we just recorded this show 10 minutes ago. Let's start. Jedi Grand Velle, please introduce yourself to our audience.
Yes, I am the black one. I'm the Jedi Grand Velle. And if you don't know me too, most people know me by my government name, Walter Ross. But I am the one that is on the channel of Jedi Grand Velle on YouTube. And like I say, I'm here to join my friends here discussing good stuff. So yeah.
That's right. And Billy, introduce yourself, please.
Hello, I'm Billy DuBose. You might have seen my Godzilla fan film, Godzilla Battle Royale. You may not have, but either way, had a blast making it, and I'm happy to be here with amazing G fans.
And writer and podcaster Donny Winter. Donny, you're muted. There we go.
Hello.
Hi. Yes, I felt so bad that I forgot to mention your wonderful podcast last episode. So
Oh,
I'm
you're
glad that you did
good.
it.
You know me, I'll
I
mention
know
it
I am.
for
No,
sure.
that's right.
No,
That's right.
no,
We're self-promoting horrors and we embrace it. That's right.
yeah.
You
No,
you self-promoting whores. Jeez.
That's right.
A little more. Think about
That's
I
it.
thought
right.
you said
Horrors.
I thought you
Horrors.
said
Sorry.
self-promoting. I thought you said self-promoting horrors. I was like,
Horrors,
oh,
of
well,
course. Yeah, sure.
I guess I'm both.
Well, I know I
Horrors, we're
am.
sluts, if that's,
Sorry about that.
if the slut fits.
Yes, but
Go ahead. Sorry,
And you
we
know how that
interrupted.
works
I
in
was just gonna
horror
say
movies.
there is a lot of sluttery and horrorness in growing up with Godzilla. So go check it
oh,
out.
good. Okay.
And speaking of sluts, Dr. Tarr, where can we introduce
Yes.
yourself?
And Insane Radio. You whores. But anyway.
Unsane Radio, the podcast of popular and unpopular culture. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, 1963, we have Atragon, and I saw Jedi Grand Velle rubbing his hands. You must love this movie, so you want to
I
start off the
do.
discussion?
I might as
Atragon.
well. I mean, Atragon is another one of those films that I can say that took me by surprise, I mean, because I didn't know what to expect from this. I mean, and like I say, the budget in this movie is very grandiose, I mean, it's like got all the spectacles and everything, but it is a well-made film that is like, oh my God. I mean, it's the so-called 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea kind of motif, and of course he's got the sea creature Manda, making his filmed it, or it's a female, we don't know. It's gender biased. We'll just put
You
it
know
like
how I do this? I think this one's the male and he
that.
got killed. And what you see in Destroy All Monsters, the female one. So
Okay.
that's my interpretation how they present this. So okay.
But no, the film is a very well-paced kind of film that discusses, something that I think Donnie brought up, about colonization and everything, and just saying that my stick is bigger than yours kind of motive. It's like we're coming back to take over the world. I was like, okay, can we just live in peace? No, we can't do that. We got to, come and destroy your world because our world is better than
They're
yours,
willing to kill for peace.
Yeah, exactly. The piece is warranted, so it's like that's what we have to do. But no, the film and especially Kabouvet's music, very top tier right now. I like it. Yes, very much.
Hey, any other Atragon?
Oh yeah, well
Yeah.
yeah. This is another one that just the whole it has the Jules Verne thing going. Just has that retro diesel punk sci-fi thing going with it. A battleship that's a submarine. That initial. This is when my initial exposure to it. It's one of those in the summer. Creature features coming on, and I missed part of it, and so I come in and the scene where it's coming up out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
What is this? It's so cool, and then I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the uh it wasn't the giant monster thing. That was just added on. But I and then after watching it and understanding, the perspective of it, being the imperialism of Japan rise, becoming strong again for them,
Yeah,
being
it's like the
independent
first
and
really
such.
pro-war kind of
Yeah.
stance in a way that they're like, talking about those themes. We're
It,
gonna,
it's
we're gonna come back. Yeah,
it's up to you need us. Yeah, that kind of a thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Can I
And that
just
that
say
old spirit.
too? I mean, there's something I meant to say too. This is probably some of Super Raya's best effects in terms of explosions. I'm a big if in case anyone doesn't hadn't seen anything on my channel where I discuss some of my top explosion moments in film. This film has some of the best explosions I've ever seen that him do. I mean, he does some really big ones. He's blowing up ships. He's blowing up. It's like, oh my God, I'm just a love letter of goodness here, So it's like I just have to throw that in there.
Yeah, being little and those scenes where one of the ones I thought was really cool was when they have that shot of downtown and they're waiting for the clock to tick, to 12 or whatever it was. And all of a sudden the city just drops, like 3 feet. That was amazing. I thought that
Yeah,
was impressive.
that was a
And that still
huge.
looks really cool. And
Yeah,
the other
I
one
was
I liked,
startled. Yeah,
yeah. And the other one I liked was when the submarine had the dragon ray gun, and they're like blasting the other, that was really cool. There was a lot of scenes. The flying torpedo things or whatever, the air bombs. I guess we call them drones now, but blowing up everything, coming out of the
yeah,
volcano.
Yeah.
That was cool.
yeah.
Although it would have been cooler if they came out with some volcano tanks or whatever coming out, the spilling out, attacking the city. But I'm sure he budget limited, but
So one interesting thing I want to talk about regarding to this film, themes, because I love those. I think it really does kind of build off of Mothra quite a bit when it regarding like the theme of colonization. Walter, I think you mentioned that a few minutes ago, right?
Yeah.
But what I found equally interesting here is that the kingdom of Mu, or Mu, however it's pronounced, they kind of take on like a metaphor for like Japan, in my opinion, because like their goal is to conquer, right, the surface world. So like I thought that that was a very interesting way to kind of represent like the theme of colonization in like a arm's length way. But what's the main character's name? I cannot remember the main character's name.
Jinguchi,
The
Captain
captain
Jingu,
of the
Captain
Tengo.
Jinguchi,
Yes, and
Captain. Don't make me say it again.
so very much gave me like this Captain Ahab vibe.
Oh yeah,
Um, and I thought that it was really interesting how like part of this character's journey is kind of unlearning like that imperialistic past of like
Yes, you
imperialistic
can't let it
Japan.
go.
So
well, yeah, but he was like motivated by everything for the glory of Japan. He was still the
yes.
imperialist. He was
Hmm.
still
Yeah.
the guy that would go out and destroy the world with this thing. I mean,
Hmm.
and he just backed down because of a superior, and it was just that was interesting. Okay, I'll do this.
Yeah.
It's just like
And
So
then,
is it
he could
is it
just.
Toho's way of trying to deal with this sentiment that might have been rising a generation after the war is over? We
Oh,
have,
I think so. It's a
and then
conflict
try to
within them.
say no, that's not the path. I mean, is that because they're demonizing that glorification of the
This one
empire?
they break. I think they break even on this one because he. I mean, yeah, he concedes, but he still they never really take the machine from him. It's still
Yeah,
he
yeah, because
still
it's still a
has
cool
it.
machine. I mean, we're
no,
Right.
really
You know what I mean?
seeing
I'm just saying
this
power
is
wise, they
this
would
is
like
like
be.
Toho's version of the Nautilus,
Yes,
and this is the
exactly.
20,000. This is Mysterious Island. This is that story or
That's
20,000 Leagues Under
exactly
the
what the
Sea.
novel was, or the
Yeah,
Japanese
yeah,
but what
and
I
it,
love
base
it
about
novel
this,
was.
and
feels that
I like
way.
going back to what Donnie was saying about themes, I love the fact that, yes, the captain, he's so in tune with the so-called, you know, strength of Japan and everything. He's letting that blind him for the most important thing that's actually to be the most important thing to him or to anyone. He's a parent, and knowing that the love of his child should be the more gratifying for him than the glory of Japan. I mean, it's like, oh yeah, it's true enough. You want to make sure that you have a strong setting that your country who wouldn't want that, but you are a parent, and if you just see someone, whether it be a son or a daughter, leaving behind, it's like, is that more important? I mean, do you mean to tell me the love of your land is more important than your child to some degree? I mean, it's like you should know that you should be a father. And when that moment where we see,
You're
uh,
talking about Japan though, and the
Yeah,
cultural.
Japanese
It just
culture is very, very different. It was honor. I mean, it's honor and duty
right, but I
over
mean,
family. It's
daughters were discarded like nothing in ancient Japan. And they
yeah,
just.
but how
But
I
that
he's
was a worldwide thing. I'm just
and he's also representing
it's
that
weird.
imperial kind of mindset. So it was duty to the
But I
country.
think it is Honda saying yes, that is bad. That's
Yeah,
Yeah.
it.
Well,
He's
like
showing you the importance of that. I credit that with Honda though. Yeah, his
yeah.
trying to bring it very human.
what you said
Even
there,
showing this guy could be human. Yeah.
uh, what you said there kind of reminds me of that scene from Kill Bill where that mob boss is like, I love this council more than my own children. And that seems to come up from time to time in Japanese cinema, I've noticed.
Mhm.
Uh, now I will say I haven't seen the full thing of Atragon. What bits I have seen, it's great, and I do need to sit down and watch it fully. However, what you were saying, Walter, about those explosions, wasn't there a sequence of explosions that was notorious for being used over and over and over and
Oh
over
my God,
I'm
I'm
over
sure
sure.
it
more
was,
from
yes.
in stock footage? It,
Yep, because there's a scene in there when Dr. Tom mentioned when the the city just goes into this sinkhole. There's actually shots of Mothra incorporated in that moment there, so it's there.
oh,
But yeah, I know what you're
oh,
talking about.
so,
As far
Mothra
so
causes
that wasn't
explosions.
as,
Mothra.
so that wasn't the origin then.
She's so hot. Yeah.
Well, yeah, she is. She's one of the hottest kaijus ever. So it makes sense.
How do you feel about the larvae? Just kidding.
That's
Okay.
debatable. We'll put it like that.
Well, this has taken a
Shanty
very interesting
Kiri,
turn.
eat a larvae. Yeah, just
Hey,
okay.
look, it could
No,
go any way.
yeah, Billy, get a chance to see Atragon. Definitely get see the Japanese version. You want to see it in a beautiful widescreen, and I agree that some of the
Yes.
effects are
I
just
have it.
amazing. And oh, you do have oh excellent. Yes, give it.
But
Gotten around to watching it yet.
Yeah, it is worth a watch. It is a good movie.
there's a couple of scenes that's like, oh, come on. It's like, they were doing so good. But one where they freeze Manda.
Oh
I
yeah.
hate that. I hate
How are you
that.
going to show it underwater other than using like
And
flocking?
they,
You know,
yes.
it's like Manda on a Christmas
Well,
tree. You
they
know?
did do it. They did do it. They used at one point. They used an animated beam. They did
I think
do
it
in a
was
scene.
because all the
I
underwater.
wish they would have done. I just wish they would have carried it through. I did not like that because you could almost, because of the flocking, you see the string holding the
Yeah.
rubbery Manda flopping around, and it's. I just think there was other cooler scenes that they could have kept in there other than that. But
Well, they
Well, I think
use
they
what
could
they
have. They probably could afford those really cool scenes because they cut on other stuff.
I'm sure.
Their
Okay,
budget was so low.
he's just dying, so whatever. Yeah, do whatever.
Yeah, no one's gonna notice. Uh, yeah, but the effects and especially that city just dropping. Oh my God, it's so really effective.
That's
It's just
that's a
so
that's
good.
a super rare that's a super rare specialty. He's done that
Yeah,
in
that one is just so cool.
That
Ah,
that scene of the interior of Mew, the sunroom, the machinery that keeps everything going.
yes.
You see that also in what is that? What's the Vincent Price movie? War Gods of the Deep,
Oh,
keeping the
really?
city warm. And oh yeah, they use that.
Oh,
They cut that.
oh,
And then
nice.
there's something else they use that. Yeah, but stealing that.
They must have
Effects
acquired the
scene for it.
rights to it to be able to
Well,
do
it was
that.
American International at the time, so but
Oh,
it's
okay,
just
that makes sense.
it's just a clip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
great. That's great. Oh, all right. Any last words for Atragon? Okay, moving on to another movie from 1963, one of my all-time favorite creepy movies. This movie has affected me my entire life.
it's a body horror too.
Matango, or as I remembered seeing it, Attack of the Mushroom People.
Fungus of Terror. Yeah.
Um, I will say when I saw this movie, I think for the first time I was about 7 or 8, and it scared me so bad that I've never willingly eaten a mushroom. That's the truth. I'm sure they
Really?
won't kill me. Yeah, I don't. I avoid mushrooms, and I know I get laughed at, but that's the truth. But
I'm
when we
laughing.
had Kenji Sahara came to G Fest early on, and as we know, he plays in Attack of the Mushroom People. He's the guy with the tooth missing. He's the kind of the thief, the bad guy. Um, I
The
told
hired
him the
hand.
story. Yeah, I told him the story. I said this, told him about that, and he just burst into laughing. He thought that was just the funniest thing. That I was so scared that I wouldn't eat mushrooms. But this is another horror movie. This is a movie that I'm sure Cronenberg again takes a lot from a body horror movie. But
Very,
Matango.
very dreamlike
Yes, you
too,
see a lot of drug. It's
abstract,
very,
and
very,
just
very surreal and
I
druggy.
mean,
And I mean, I was high
even
last time I
what's
watched
supposed
it, and it was really pretty. It was awesome.
well, but even the supposedly reality scenes are just kind of dreamlike too. I mean, just yeah, I don't know how to describe.
Yeah,
He
like the
really
flashback
focused in on
scenes.
that. Yes. And
Yeah,
yeah.
the sets are really something, really kind of gorgeous and so gross looking. Like I feel like I'm gonna get tetanus if I touch anything in those sets. They all
Yes,
look
those are
dirty and
some of the
rusted.
best sets,
This
and the
ship,
lighting is some of the best stuff I've
yes,
seen too.
it's a visceral setting that's really disturbing. As much as like the practical effects, and then the laughing mushrooms.
Yes.
Jesus fucking Christ, those laughing mushrooms
And
still to
just
this
pushing
day.
the idea of
Yeah, I'm
fungus and
like,
just
oh fuck me, I'm
everything's in
not gonna eat.
rot
I'm
and
not
just
gonna turn into a mushroom.
But isn't it funny this film? Because I think I said this to you, Mark. Is that this is by far my favorite of Showa Honda's films. I mean, because before this film, it was always Godzilla and everything else. When I actually saw it years later, I was like, this movie is brilliant. And I just love the fact that the beginning of it is such a misdirect. It's like, oh, like I say, it's gonna be kind of a, that way the music starts out when it showed the Toho logo and
La
everything.
la 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 la
And then they
la.
kiss.
Yeah.
Then they go into this total Gilligan's Island kind of motif, spray with it's like dun dun dun. It's like what the hell is that? What is this? That is such a misdirect, and I would hesitate if they didn't, if the creators of Gilligan's Island didn't kind of get that motif of, seven passengers lost at sea and everything. It was so funny, but the themes in this film.
Hey, little buddy, don't eat the
Yeah,
mushrooms.
exactly. It's so
You're
effective.
right, Skipper. Sorry.
Right. No, but
Hmm.
it's so funny because, like I say, it's such a such a simple film that, as you say, it's very scary because it's very disturbing seeing how people are taken out of their normal element and thrown into something where it's like you got to learn your survival instincts to get by. But you see immediately how each of them start to turn on one another, trying
And
to
that's
keep
that's one layer of horror.
Mr.
Right there.
Wilson's turning into a mushroom. Yes.
right. Because that's if you think about it, I mean, well, we're gonna see people turn into mush, but it's like that's almost the real horror right there. It's like the individuals becoming the monsters within coming out.
Like it's like the
and just
mist.
the whole
Like
psychedelics.
Stephen King
yes.
does that in The Mist. It's the same thing. Or we see movies that turn on one another. We turn into animals. It's Lord of the Flies.
Yes.
It's those kinds of films. But it is one layer of horror because that's like the practical survival horror. It's still like, how are we going to live? And they're living in this terrible place. No one's going to get them. But then the whole fucking mushroom thing comes in, and then it gets like super creepy.
And that's just such a small portion of the movie, though. You know what I mean? It's almost, yeah. I think
But
that's
that
one of my
last act,
favorite
though,
scenes. Yeah,
so good. And
yeah,
it
it
just
brings it
becomes
home.
so trippy and so
It
psychedelic.
does.
This is
And that's some of my favorite suits. And I really wish I could have gotten those figures when they were available. The mushroom people that X Plus put
I
out.
I want Omega Base to build a 14-inch tall one.
Yeah,
I
that
want
would be
that.
cool. I may
Billy,
have
you
to
were
make
saying
one.
something.
this is yet another example of where the Nintendo game acted as kind of a roadmap. Because
You had
the
Matango in your
monsters-
Nintendo game?
I was gonna
Really?
say,
Yeah, the Matango monsters were in the Nintendo game. I mean, they were
Oh, really?
more tree-like, and I think there was a few other moving ones, but I know the tree ones. They spit those little creatures out, and you had to keep fighting them.
That's
And you
awesome.
had to hit
Wow.
the mushroom
I
tree,
love that.
destroy it.
I've
So-
never played this Godzilla.
I love it when they
game.
sneak stuff like
That's
that
awesome.
It's quite frankly an amazing game, but it pulled everything Toho that had happened up until then into a small part that Godzilla had to fight. So
Oh,
that was
that's
my only knowledge
awesome.
of it. I have seen this film, and it's a weird one, and it's I just appreciate, what other Toho film kind of did this was House.
yeah,
Oh,
Who had seen House?
I've seen House.
Hauser, yes.
House stands by itself. I'm
House
sorry,
is
that's
so
just so weird.
But
That
they
is
are
just so weird.
similar. They are similar in that they take their own thing, go their own route with it.
That's true.
You're expecting
Okay.
to see Godzilla style Toho film, but you don't get that. here.
No, you don't need. Yeah,
No.
you're right.
So that's my point.
Other than a piano chomping a
Yeah.
pianist to bits
eating the
I
girl
still-
in the most
Wow,
in the most animated way that you could possibly do it. Anyways,
that piano scene, I am willing to bet a lot of money that Sam Raimi saw that film and got a
Oh
lot
my
of ideas from it.
Yeah,
would
I can
doubt
do
it.
that. I'm gonna do
I
that.
could have told you that from when the head bit her butt. That was just
Right.
That's
We
a
see a
Sam
lot of
Raimi thing.
yeah, we see that move definitely influenced Sam Raimi. It had
And,
to have.
and just out of curiosity, when you see House, could you automatically say to yourself, it's like, I wonder if someone's going to break the fourth wall because it's so silly. It's like, and when you see that,
Well, yeah,
you're like break the fourth wall, it's like, yep, there we go. Thank you.
I loved it when they're playing that music and they show the girls, and then the background is like this. It's a painted background, it looks cartoony. Then they kind of pull away a little bit, and it is a background of like some billboard or whatever. And it was fun. It's a very fun movie.
Can we all
like
agree though that Matango definitely needs a remake? A current
Oh,
one?
That would be
no.
fun. That could be
But-
fun.
It
It
could,
But it
depends.
has to be like set in like that time period though.
That's
it
what
has
I'm-
to be like
yes,
in the
that's what-
60s.
yes,
You know what I
was-
mean?
It could be
Where-
really creepy.
No.
I want more of that. I mean, the last time I watched it, it was like, oh my God, I didn't realize it took so long to get where I wanted to go, you know? Yeah.
And I
if-
still don't understand the ghost or whatever it was. You remember how they show your first look at one of the
Oh,
monsters
one who was
come squishing down the hallway.
Oh, right,
it acts
right.
like they act like it's real, and then it disappears, and then they kind of like, what did we see
yeah,
last night?
it's kind of like what we see in The Fog.
That was
A very
very
similar kind-
confusing to me. I didn't
Yeah,
like that.
when the body gets up and walks, and then they don't never talk about it again. Like, oh, we're gonna move on. Oh, the guy got up, he was dead. It's okay.
It might have been.
But I did like that image of him though.
Yeah.
How he looked.
I know his. I know his head was. I know his head was hurting. You know, it's splitting with a headache. You know, so I know he's
Yeah.
had to take a lot of whatever aspirin.
Donnie, do you like Attack of the Mushroom People?
I only watched this movie halfway through, and I may have been intoxicated, so I can barely remember it. But I do remember waking up being
halfway
like,
through.
"What is happening?"
Yeah.
So,
well, that's probably
Is it the part where they started giggling and you saw the big mushrooms?
Did you see the end then? The second half?
no, it was like
Oh.
I apparently promptly fell asleep after.
Well, I think it's time to get drunk and watch it again. I think you need to
Yes,
watch.
Yeah,
we ordered mushroom pizza to go with this. So
How
For
thematic.
oh
I'll-
yeah, I know.
I'll just do some psilocybin.
Remember, this is a while ago when no
Hey,
one
get some-
saw this movie.
Get some of that demon
This is cool.
salad, and you know, yeah. So,
Yes,
wow.
my salad will be the devil's lettuce. I will have plenty of that.
And he
no.
will toss it. He will toss your salad.
Yes, that's-
I would love to watch this movie again. Yeah, I think it's really worth seeing, Donnie. The sets are so effective and so disturbing. The lighting is wonderful, and those mushroom suits, the special effects toward the end are so creepy. And
The
and even
giggling.
then, yeah, the giggling, like, oh fuck me. It's like it's still. I watch it, I'm like, and I'm still very affected by it. Not scared like I was, but I still find it so disturbing. Because here it is 50 years later, and I'm still like wanting to fucking mushrooms. So
I would tell
yeah.
And it's so different than any other Toho
Yes,
movie at the
yeah.
theater.
And when I saw this as a kid, like I said, when I was a kid, man, it's still it's a very jarring movie, and it's really serious. Even though they try to do comical stuff, it's surreal. It's got the survival stuff. Yeah, it's and the sets I think are still hold up to anything anyone's ever done. They're that good.
I'll say
agree.
just to put the cherry on top, it's like it doesn't end it doesn't end the way you think it's going to end. I just feel like I'm not going to mention how it ends, but the ending is not what you think it's going to be. So when you do rewatch it, Donnie, you just
I like a surprise.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
exactly.
Yeah, and the location where they filmed it was black sand, which I thought was really
Yes.
cool instead of some
Oh,
volcanic
right.
island, but it was black sand as opposed to the white sand, which just kind of added to everything, and it was just, and then looking for food, and it was good. The very bleak.
It is. It's
Oh,
really
they captured
very
that,
good. Yeah. All right. Moving on to 1964, we have Dogora, or Space Monster Dogora.
Keep it going. I'll be right back.
Okay. I remember I've seen this movie only twice. I remember I saw it when I was about 7, and I just really loved it. And then I saw it again like last week when I was or 2 weeks ago, preparing for the show. I always loved this movie because it was so unusual and different for me. It was set in the time and the era. It looked like the other Toho films, but the focus was on gangsters and criminals and gunplay that reminded me a little bit of like Johnny Sacco in that regard. But there's this whole other like crime subtext, and then what's going on to try to avoid and evade this monster, which I absolutely love. I'd love to see some kind of a version of that come back. So I will turn it back over to you, Dogra, space monster.
I'll speak up here.
All right.
So I've seen this film only once, and you know what? I do need to rewatch it, but on my first watch of it, and yet this is another monster from the Godzilla Nintendo game that makes an appearance.
Oh, nice.
Yes. This one showed up too in the game, and I had no idea what it was. And then when I see the film, I'm like, that also is from the Nintendo game, the creatures. Now the creatures are kind of interesting. They're fascinating to look at. The animation done there, you don't see Toho do too much like hand-drawn animation, like in the cartoon sense. I know they do it, but it's just this came off a bit cartoony, but different, and yet it fit still along with the practical effects. So I was astounded by what I was seeing, although something about them still being involved with sucking up the minerals and the diamonds that the robbers are trying to steal, that kind of, for me, convoluted the plot a little bit, but for some reason I was still interested. Now, the only other reason I was really interested in this film, and please don't think me typical for saying this, Akiko Wakabayashi. How damn hot she was in a dress and pantyhose. And yes,
I
I
think that's
I had a
very
big
valid.
crush on her in this film.
No, that's warranted because she was, oh my gosh, she was beautiful. I mean, she was one of the handful of the actresses back then who was like, just look, it's like, oh, I'm invested, I'm good, you know. So yeah.
We needed more Godzilla films with her, and she unfortunately only did King Kong vs. Godzilla and Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster the same year. And that's the other thing. This film, along with Mothra vs. Godzilla and Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, and this were being filmed practically back to back the
Inside.
same year.
Yeah, they were cranking these out.
Yeah.
It was just
Yeah, that Showa era was massive.
This is what I was talking about earlier. Well, on the other episode, it's like it's amazing how the technicians under supervised tutelage were able to crack out. I mean, just give out all these sets, all the suits, all the miniatures, all that in record time. And remember this: these were 3 films. They had other films in the works too that they were doing the effects for that same year all together. So you can imagine, it's like we're doing this one, then we're gonna do this one, and then just, like your mind can't fathom the fact of how much they did in such a short amount of time. But what you see on screen is like, hey, brilliant, you know.
yeah, Doga. Yeah.
I
The
love
most
Is this the
surreal
movie?
of
Is
most
this the movie
surreal of the
where
monsters.
Sorry,
wasp venom is like the solution to the problem?
Yes.
That's the only thing I remember of this movie. Because I remember
I think
watching it
it-
the first time and I was like,
I
what are we
loved it.
doing?
I know that's
I loved it.
no.
No, Mike
You
Jackson.
didn't find that to be
Diamond
plausible?
T-Man.
I mean, it seems plausible, I guess. It's just some of the science and like, of course, these older
Well,
Showa films is like, oh, okay.
I like the idea of
It was a practical, instead of like, here's this new technology. Like I think because it like lined up
A
because
nature
Dogra is like a big
solution.
jellyfish. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like and I get it. Like, oh, venom against venom. Oh, that makes sense. I could see that as kind of a poetic
I wish
thing.
they would have talked more about his like a, apparently ability to stay afloat.
Yeah, we don't know much about the monster other than it likes to eat
anti-gravity type
foam.
thing, and then somehow it could suck up all
It's,
this shit.
carbon, anything that's carbon, and then like once
Which
it
is
eats all
the
the coal,
coolest scenes
it's
ever.
gonna start
Yes,
eating
I
us
love that.
and everything else. Yeah, I'd like to.
I love that idea of the sky form, though. That before Nope, if you think about it.
Well, I was gonna say,
it's like,
I wonder
yeah.
how influential this movie was on Jordan to making Nope. Has any of you else seen Nope?
I've seen no.
Jordan
Yes.
Peele? Yeah.
Bits and pieces.
Mhm.
Oh, it is so
It's
good.
It is. It's pretty good.
Yes, it is really good. Yeah, we did an episode on Unsane about it. Yeah, fantastic movie. Fantastic movie. And
But I
definitely
like that idea of a airborne, massive creature that lives in the sky.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it can
it
do
is.
destruction like this stuff.
Yeah, it looks like a flying saucer, but once it unravels, it's like, oh, it looks like from something from Doggerah,
Oh, yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
All right, moving on to 1965, one of the more bizarre movies, Origins of Monsters, kaiju, Frankenstein conquers the world, or Frankenstein versus Baragon.
Yeah.
In this movie, the first time I saw it, it was the English dub, which changes the story a little bit because, and I'm still confused. So you guys maybe know it way better than I do. In the English version, the orphan kid was eating the heart of Frankenstein, the Frankenstein heart, and then it mutated him. Whereas in the Japanese version, I hear, or it seemed like that the heart grew
The heart.
into the orphan,
Yes.
like the bomb, it grew into the orphan. Whereas in the American version, they showed the orphan eating something, and it was the heart itself. And I thought,
That was a
like, man,
dog.
yeah, or something like that. But
Part
yeah.
9?
Mm,
What is this?
Just
Jason
saying.
Goes to Hell?
yeah, I just
No,
thought,
I think the heart. I like the idea of the heart. That I go with that one. The heart
and
growing,
showing again another connection. We
because
had the
it was the monster's
Axis,
heart. You couldn't kill it.
Japan and Germany. We talked, that relationship. I thought, well, that's really kind of a daring thing to write about 20 years after the
Right.
war. But it brings over the heart of beating heart of Frankenstein's monster that will not die, and that's also a very Shinto kind of thing. They're taking that concept, putting it in the Shinto, this, even though your earthly effort ceases, your spiritual effort will continue. And we have that
But
kind of
that's a very
symbolism in some-
Frankenstein thing, though, too. It's just,
Yeah,
that's so cool, though. It's a good. Yeah, I like that.
I think the fact that
But,
it's like I say, the heart is able to so-called help soldiers in war to repair, damaged cells or whatever. I think the only reason why this heart becomes the boy itself is only because it got radiated by
Yeah.
the bomb, and of course, some years later, here's the boy. He's this size now, but he's getting bigger because it's becoming
He's a
more
monster. Yeah.
the monster. Well, I mean, he
Small
look. I
children.
put it like this: he's a monster in size, but not a monster in heart.
Oh no. And
So-
yes, he is Frankenstein. He's so misunderstood.
Yes,
Just saying. But it's so good. I love this movie. Yeah.
but yeah, I
Oh,
love
yeah.
that. This movie is another example of great sets. I mean, the actor who played Frankenstein. I mean, if you look, they had to do some very sizable sets of certain neighborhoods. I mean, it's so. I mean, I can't explain it enough.
He's
but
obviously Caucasian.
yes, it's
Obviously.
He's supposed to be
Obviously
Caucasian.
Caucasian. I laughed at that. Like, oh, wait a minute, that's in the Japanese version
I
too.
love
That's
that line. That's
hilarious.
one of my favorite
Yeah,
lines. Yeah.
he's obviously Caucasian. Like, okay,
He's a
yeah,
very he's the most he's the most Asiatic white person I've ever seen. But
yeah, it's all right. But I
Well,
love
the
the
bomb and a
prosthetic.
Japanese boy. So
They
There you
they
go.
give him that facial, like the Karloffian kind of Frankenstein
the
flat top,
squared off head.
yeah,
Yeah.
squared off, and then they introduce the much loved monster Baragon, which we really don't see
With
in
his big old
very long.
googly eyes. Yes.
Right.
Yes,
I can't tell you how long, again, with the Nintendo game, he was in it. How long
fantastic.
I searched for a Godzilla film with Baragon in it. And I was damn sure there was a movie called Godzilla versus Baragon. I looked all over for it, could not find it. And yeah, Baragon, great design here. And by the way, Tsuburai's work with those cute little funny looking farm animals. I just gotta say, every time I see those I'm not laughing at how bad it is or anything. It's
Oh
interesting.
yeah, we are.
No, it's make believe, but you have to appreciate the detail. But there's something funny about it when
It's
you
something
see
Yes.
like that horse.
I
and
totally
that-
agree. Or the chickens when he
Yeah.
eats the chickons.
or what was it? The horse.
Look at the size of the feathers
That
coming out.
feather he
Look.
coughs out, like, Jesus Christ, that's a huge chicken.
not even the horse. It's more of the
No,
wild boar.
chicken,
But
no.
The boar. Yeah, I was like, was it the horse or the boar? It's
that
been a
was the
while.
boar because the way it's running
The
across,
boar.
like
Scooping out the track real quick.
I just remember I couldn't help but laugh at it, but love it at the same time.
I love this movie though. And there's some really cool scenes, like when the oil rig, the first time before you see Baragon, but he's causing it, the oil rig when it topples over. And you've seen that in countless movies too now. But yeah, because it was so good. But the miniature work in that is just, I think that is just some of the best,
it is.
in color. Yeah. And and then you see Baragon. big old eyes coming up.
Yeah.
If he's an underground monster, why does he have big old googly eyes? I'm sorry. Just
Yeah.
evolutionary standpoint, just wondering.
Well, look, when you see the close up of him attacking Miss I mean, he looked. I mean, come on, you cannot
I
tell me
love him. No, I've
he
got
looks like
him.
he looks like a puppy dog. I mean, it's like he looks like a puppy, cute little puppy.
I think that's why his popularity is because
Well,
I-
didn't
Because it was
originally
super, it
I
was
liked
super
it.
deformed. He became super deformed. He's chibi, you know.
Yes, he was. That's true. He really was.
He's maybe kind of leaned into that chibi. Of course, and we don't see that we also saw it with Son of Godzilla with the with Minya. And by then Godzilla's face with that one when he was getting a little distorted. His face looked like he'd been beaten a couple times, but yeah, so maybe they were working toward that because he gets the friendlier in the later Showa, Godzilla's becomes more puppy dog like in his
I liked
face.
him in Godzilla versus Mothra. He looked mean
Yeah,
in that one.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And I like that.
Right.
And he was still the bad guy. And it was just, yeah.
I'm wondering if that movement toward the silliness, because not too many of their monsters have that kind of charm where they look like puppy dogs. Like King Caesar, I has that kind of look too, and a expressive, like literal dog traits. Yeah.
now isn't
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
wasn't Godzilla supposed to be in this film at first? Because this is part of that whole Frankenstein
Yeah.
fiasco.
He was supposed to be fighting Frankenstein. Yeah. I think they were going to put Godzilla in there.
But they
Initially. Then they
Yeah.
were going to do the
Well,
octopus, right? And then,
Well, I think there was an idea for Frankenstein versus Godzilla or something, and then they just retooled it to Baragon. Plus, they couldn't kill Godzilla off because they knew they needed Godzilla. And speaking of which, the kill scene, damn, broke his neck. That's the first time we've seen that in a Toho film, I think. And just the way that crack, I'm like, what?
well, yeah. And he didn't have to wear a suit. So he's like flying all around, which was kind of cool.
Well, you gotta remember how
bouncing off him.
yeah, I'm gonna say remember in Wind of Steel, you see how gruesome Superman breaks Zod's neck. So I was like, I mean, I'm not this is kaiju. I don't think it's that far fetched seeing a kaiju break somebody's neck.
No, I'm not saying it's far-fetched. It just when I saw it the first time, I'm like, how is he gonna get Baragon? I'm like, whoa.
Oh, that's pretty brutal.
It's very physical, like King Kong. Like King Kong when he fought the snake, or King Kong when he fought the the dinosaur, and King. So it's very violent.
Came out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it's then yeah, it's another film. Deals with the effects of the war. So we're this theme is continuing, and the theme of radiation, and continues through these films.
And it introduces that regeneration concept,
Right.
that whole all that.
Yes.
It seems after this one, more and more of the monsters had this ability or whatever. Just
To regenerate.
the idea that, which kind of leads into the other movie, but
Yes, and that's a great segue. And this Frankenstein Conquers the World then turned into a sequel movie, or a movie that was supposedly supposed to be a sequel. One of my all-time favorite movies, I think probably my favorite kaiju, non-Godzilla kaiju movie of all time, War of the Gargantuas. I absolutely love this movie. And Gyra still scares me. I remember telling Hiro Nakajima that he thought that was really funny. I said how his performance really, really scares me. And he smiled. He was quite old at the time. I mean, he was quite old. I saw him just not too long before he
And I
passed.
just noticed that you got Sanda back there behind you right there.
That's right.
Brother there, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I got some X Plus figures over there.
Yeah.
Anyway, those are cool.
But I'm pretty sure no one is too off the cuff when you know that this is supposed to be Quentin Tarantino's favorite film also, I mean, because he's actually said the word gargantuan in Kill Bill, or at least the volume 2, where he says
I always love that word, gargantuan.
Yes. I mean, because
I know.
look how she
It's Brad
expressed
Pitt.
that. I love that
Brad
word
Pitt's.
gargantuan. So this is one of his favorite films, believe it or not.
I still prefer to think of them as the Frankenstein brothers, but that's just me. I
Also,
like that idea.
Well, I mean, because we have it was Gyra, which was the first
Right.
one. But how does Gyra evolve from Frankenstein?
Cells.
You
It
know,
was supposed to be cells, like something
and then
broke.
how did
or-
it turn all hairy? Because we know the one that got scraped off in the
They
river then
evolved.
turned into
They
Gyra.
because he
Right.
adapts to his environment. Is
Well,
what
he had
or the
that
cells
fight
adapt,
he had
and
that fight
that's
with
why
the
the one
octopus.
bronze.
This is
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
pseudoscience,
Yeah.
like, I'm kind of like,
So he took,
where are we
yeah.
going with this? It's like, and then you had
but
to,
this idea of the cells that can incorporate what it needs to do to
Mhm.
survive and grow. You know what I mean? I like that idea. So
Influenced
this
on
is like
Alien, yes.
this is like Thing, and yeah, I like that regeneration
Thing from another
idea
world,
and the
right.
possibilities of that. And you know, the idea that Han evolved into Sonda, you know, from the first
Right.
movie. You
Really?
know,
Let's-
that
Let's
yeah.
not forget that in
So-
that alternate ending for Frankenstein conquers the world, he fights the giant octopus. I
Yeah.
don't know if that's supposed to be the giant octopus from King Kong versus Godzilla again or not, but uh, he gets pulled under by that octopus, so we
Yeah.
assume he got pulled limb from limb or something, but then survived through the gargantuas. And you could argue that there's a side of good and evil to everything. How that works scientifically with that,
Right.
I don't know.
No,
but
yeah, well, yeah, the Cain and Abel thing. That was yeah. But I
Yes.
like that idea of that, you know, the hand grew into Sonda, and like you were saying, the rest of him that got
Yeah.
torn apart there became Gara.
And
That's good. I like fleshing out this story. I think it's cool.
But can I bring something up real quick? This is something I've always noticed about this film and I think previous film with Mothra versus Godzilla or Godzilla versus the Thing. This film has like I say, we got the English version, we got the Japanese version, we got the American version. But do you notice when we're doing the English version, it's like they're doing like literal copies of certain scenes in
Yeah.
English, but also they're doing scenes that are totally
Oh,
not
yeah.
in the Japanese cut. I was kind of like, that's so weird.
No, that's the co-production part.
Okay.
Saperstein was
That's right.
we
Okay.
got the actors. Let's just make these blending scenes or whatever you want to call them. But
Because it's kind of funny when, like I say, when
That's Toblin.
when you brought this Cain and Abel thing, that part is only in the American cut, but it's not in the Japanese cut. So yeah.
Oh yeah, they say it, but yeah, but still, the idea. So, what does that mean about the Japanese one? If they're the Frankenstein thing, is that environment versus, yeah,
Or
Awesome.
both. Yeah, and if the cells are that adaptive, then it makes perfect sense. I never got that deep
and they're
into it
still
before,
separate
but it makes perfect
entities though
sense.
too. Yeah,
Yeah.
just
Right. One's the good guy and one's the bad guy. And that's what I always liked as a kid, you know.
Jekyll and
then
Hyde. Yeah.
Gyra still is creepy. That scene where the fishermen are looking down into the ocean and there's Gyra's face just right
you're
up
just
there.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I'm not going in deep water ever again.
I still
And the scene where he
yeah.
runs onto the tarmac, the
I always
airport.
loved it.
So it set is awesome, and it is so creepy. The slowed down, the pacing of it, like the size, it still evokes a really strong sense of unnerving uneasiness for me
Yeah,
when I watch
and he's
it.
running
Yeah.
and he's fast,
Visceral.
and the idea that he's
Yeah,
fast.
yeah. Then he eats the
and it's
woman.
just like,
He picks her up and eats her. And when he spits out her clothes. Now, when I was a kid, it happened, and I was so like mortified, thinking, "Oh my God, he just ate her." Because I'd never, they had cut that stuff from King Kong. I'd never seen that until I was much older. But like, holy fuck, he ate her. And then he spit out, and I thought he spit out her hair. And I'm thinking, oh my God. Then I began imagining for the first time in my very young life, like what it was probably taste like and crunch like to eat a human being with all those bones. And it just really just terrified me as about 5-year-old or so. And
wouldn't be crunchy without the bones.
I know.
Yeah.
That was like
Right.
still disturbing to me, like that he would like take the time to spit something out. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Oh yes, sir.
I could never tell what it was. I guess I thought it was her hair.
Microplastics. Damn it.
I gotta say something about the quality of this film compared to every other Toho film. Although I do want to quickly say this was also Brad Pitt's favorite film ever, apparently.
right?
So you look at this film, and you look at the other non-Godzilla Toho films, and you look at the Godzilla films. What do you notice about this film? The sets, the amount of time taken, just the aura of this film feels like their perfect film. and you and I, Mark, we had a discussion about this, and I'm gonna make it brief here, but I just wish the Godzilla films themselves had this same effort, same everything, it factor that War of Gargantua's had.
Yeah.
Because and nothing against War of Gargantua's, this is a great film, but you're looking at them fighting and you're wishing it was Godzilla and another monster with those sets, with those camera angles, with no freaking stock footage.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why couldn't we have that in the Godzilla films?
Yeah, we get the masers and it's a really good to seeing at that scale, seeing the fights at that scale and the models and stuff like that. Yeah, no, it's really effective, and it still is. It's still a fun movie, and I still really enjoy watching it. And here's another movie where you still feel a little sympathy at the end, at least especially for Sanda. You know, I mean, Gyra was just a bad guy because Gyra wants to eat people. And Sanda's like the Mothra. And Sanda's like the Mothra figure. It was just always trying to save people, you know.
I'm trying to stop you. He's like, nope, can't do it.
Yeah, no, I've always loved it. Any other thoughts? Donnie, did you want to say something about War?
Not me bringing it back to musical scores like I always do, but one of Ifukube's most underrated musical scores, in my opinion. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Words get stuck in my throat. No.
Good. Look. Let me say this real quick. I don't know how anyone else feels about it, but I personally love that song. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's so bad.
I do.
It's an acquired taste, but yes,
exactly. It's acquired taste, but I personally love it. So,
and who is it? Kip? What's your name?
Yeah.
Kip? What?
It's Kip. I think the last name. Yeah.
Harrington.
She has the big chipmunk cheeks. Yeah, she just.
I'd rather listen to that song than watch Russ Tamblin's horrible. I'm gonna collect my.
Oh my! Did he have the most stiff acting that I've ever seen in acting? Because I've seen.
I read an interview with him. He said he was so high anyway.
No, and
the entire time
maybe he
there.
assumed they were just going to dub his voice, so he didn't care.
I mean, he just like.
Well, he knew.
But it was supposed to be. It was an international. It was a multinational effort. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's kind of a letdown from Nick Adams, though.
No, right. He was.
Yeah.
But I agree with you, Donnie. This is my favorite score. I think it is one of the strongest scores of all the Godzilla or all the Toho movies. It's so really good. Okay. All right. Well, fantastic. We know it's fine. I would make sure we're all good. The 1966, we're just going to talk about a trilogy, all the movies at the same time. We have the Daimajin trilogy. Daimajin, Return of Daimajin, and Wrath of Daimajin. Because you've seen one Daimajin, you kind of seen them all. It's like AC/DC or Motorhead. Yes.
Yes.
But I like the concept. And here we have a very, very different movie style again. We're set in feudal Japan. But we're really focusing again, bringing back the concepts of like tribal belief and religion and faith and gods and things like
fantasy
that.
Spirits,
spirits and revenge. And so I'll turn it over, Donnie. What do you have to say about that?
So I've only seen the first film. I know, kind of an atrocity, but I really love just the overall aesthetic of the film. Like, of course, you mentioned like feudal Japan, but I just think the lighting in the film is really interesting. It's very like dimly lit all the time and almost eerie to me. Yeah, and the scale kind of throws me off sometimes in the movie because I expect like this kaiju-esque creature to be like Godzilla size, but like he's not really. So, but I enjoyed it. I enjoy the themes. I enjoy like kind of like the historical aspects of it. And I really should watch the other two. I really need to.
Well, okay. Right.
Okay.
Has everybody seen all three of them?
Yes.
I'll say this right off the bat. I'll go to the third one. The first two are really good. The first one's really good. I think the second one's just kind of a remake, and it's just kind of the same stuff. I mean, there's some different effect scenes, but the third one I really like because that's more of a children's point of view. saving their parents from these bad guys. Gives more of a reason they have to go over. They have to traverse his mountain, and pay. They have to give respect to him before he lets them cross, and this whole idea and anybody else that does this. Yeah. I enjoy the third one much more than I do the first two.
And now you bring the third one up. That's the third one is where someone puts that spike in his head, isn't it?
No, that's the second one,
that's
which
the
is a great scene. I love that scene.
I know it's one
But
of the,
I like the motivation for the third one as opposed to the other two. The other
Spoiler
two are
alert,
almost
Donnie.
the same. Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. I'll still enjoy it regardless.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
do that. Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry.
No,
No,
you're
that's
good.
good.
Continue.
I know, I was
Please
just being silly.
continue.
Yeah, that was great, Dr. Tarr.
But anyway, yeah, I enjoy the third one much more. I think, yeah, the idea of the children, the innocents trying to save their parents. I mean, these guys, who have to make gunpowder, by the way. They're making gunpowder in the mountains.
Yeah, and it's a
and
really dark,
sulfur spring.
it's a dark
Yeah.
movie to focus on children. It's not, it's a darker theme. All these
It's
movies are kind of
hard.
dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's not bright and cheery like Gamera, but I wonder if it's a response to Gamera.
Really, it doesn't play up on the kid aspect of it, though. It doesn't.
Yeah.
And it's just,
No, but
it's more of a fantasy type, more. But the
Yeah.
other two the first one I like, of a family that's protected by this deity, or, they've been in charge of his area for.
Yeah,
And the second one's just kind of a ripoff of the same thing. And it's just,
very similar.
I mean, they're really neat scenes. I love the crucifixion scenes, when he comes up and I like that stuff. But there again, I'll go with the third one. Just
It's
I-
interesting that you mentioned that it's almost like a response to Gamera, because I just read that apparently the original theatrical release was released as a double feature with Gamera versus Barugan.
Okay.
Random
take your
factoid.
kid-
I just thought that was
No,
interesting.
That
No,
makes
no, it
perfect
is.
sense then. Because I mean, it's
Wasn't,
still a dark movie to bring the kids to, but still, I guess a Gamera could traumatize a small enough child too,
Oh,
because
sure.
there's a lot of violence in there, monster on monster violence.
A lot of
Oh,
blood.
yeah.
Guron steaks.
Audiences were used to that.
No, I didn't see
Oh,
Giron until I was in my 20s. Yeah, it was not available. My friend and I got it from Video Kaiju, and we were like, "Oh, there's a Gamera movie we've never seen. Oh, this is awesome!" And then we saw it, like, "Oh, it's a big knife head." Like, "Oh, please cut up a monster with it," and then we get to see Space Ghost getting chopped up. Like, oh, that's fantastic. Oh yeah.
But when this came out, weren't they doing didn't the yokai monsters movies? Weren't those coming out at the time? Weren't those?
I know those were popular. I don't know when those came out. It might have been if they were 60s or
And
70s.
Dai, it was the same studio too, wasn't it?
Dai did
the
those.
spiritual. That was the
Dai,
Dai
right,
was
Dai
this was a
did Gamera.
response to Godzilla, I guess.
But the
They
fact
didn't
that
have the giant monsters.
But if it's on double bill, I find it interesting that Toho and Dai were brought together on a board.
Like I say,
What?
both. But like
Oh, did I
say,
say which? I'm sorry.
no, I was going to. I'm sorry. I mean, I knew it. No,
No, you
like
said Dai.
Toho was the more popular one, but Daiei and another one, Toye, were basically the ones that were doing more of the.
Toei did, yeah, he did. That was Johnny Sacco, and that was Green Slime.
Captain Ultra.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
excellent.
sometimes you gotta differentiate from the 3 or 2, because it's like, oh, this one did this. It's like, no, this one did that, not this one. So it's like you have to.
But I guess the spiritual Toho didn't do Daimajin, right?
No,
I thought that was Dai. Dai, sorry.
Dai did Daimajin?
And
Are those Toho?
you
no.
didn't know that? Yeah, it's
Oh, my apologies. I thought they were all
Oh
Toho.
no, it's all right. No.
I wouldn't have discussed it because it's not Toho.
But I thought they used Toho technicians.
Oh,
when
you're
they did it.
right.
because I was gonna say,
goodness.
Fube did the music for all 3 of them. So yeah,
And
I mean,
I always thought they were Toho.
No, it's Dai, because if you listen to Ifukube's themes, he's again using that Rodan theme, which would later go into
Just tweaked a little.
that's all. No,
Wow.
you okay.
But see,
Look at
worth
that. Learn something
discussing.
new every day.
It's worth
But
discussing because it shows just like how collaborative and how like people tended to shift from project to project at the time.
But I also find that interesting because the studios back then were very reminiscent of how old Hollywood here operated, where you had to stay with the studio you did the
Right.
projects with, or you'd get in trouble. But somehow,
Yeah.
if they got a pass,
They had a connection. Didn't they at one
Yeah.
point? Didn't Toho buy them? I mean, that's why Gamera was made and
Well,
stuff.
Toho was like how Disney and Pixar started. They were distributing, the Gamera, the trilogy in the 90s. Toho distributed that.
Okay,
Because
okay.
it was because it was so good. Yeah, I think so.
So,
But yeah, go ahead, Billy.
just one last thing about Daimajin, just to get my 2 cents in. The first one, definitely a classic. Now, we don't see Daimajin a whole lot in these, but like with Godzilla, like with Jaws, like with any monster or iconic character, you're just waiting to see. Like, this is a case where it's like the tension is built up, you're not bored, and you're not complaining that you're not seeing him, but you're still liking the story. And then when he shows up, you don't forget it. And
Yeah.
that's definitely the case with the first one. The second one, I felt like we waited way too damn long to see him. It
Yes.
was just kind of a repeat of one, just longer.
Right.
And the third
And a
one,
little different, but yeah.
the third one really intrigued me. I don't want to spoil it for you over there since you haven't seen it, but it threw me aback with some of the things they did. Again, I don't want to spoil anything. I would have to spoil it to say what
You
I'm
are
talking about.
good.
Yeah, that's like
But-
saying, see it for yourself because you will
Yeah.
get some enjoyment out of it, a lot of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you have those movies, Donnie?
I do not, but I will find them.
I think I have a set. I'm not sure if it's Blu-ray or DVD, but they're yours if you'd like.
Oh, I might take you up on that.
Yeah.
Free
I think they're-
movies.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't say free.
Oh, well.
He said he has
No.
them. He just, yeah.
I have. Yeah, I'll be
Yeah.
happy. No, I'll be happy to send it to you. Just
You gotta jump higher. Yeah.
I can borrow them and send them
You just-
back.
You can just
Are
you
not
just pay for shipping. They're
for
yours.
sale.
Yeah.
Hey,
No,
I
it's
didn't
good.
say
It's a
sell
nice
Oh.
box set. It's a box set. They all come in. Yeah. No. I'm happy. I'm happy to give it to you.
Buddy,
You pay for shipping. It's yours.
Oh, going back to the yokai movies,
Yeah.
the Spook Warfare and 100 Ghosts. Did you see what is that? It's like the newest one, The Great Yokai War.
yeah. I know what you're talking
Have
about.
you seen it?
Yeah.
I have not seen
Bits
it.
and pieces I've-
Majin pops up in it. He's in it
Oh.
at the end. Yeah, when they
Those
call
are
all
silly.
the spirits in Japan. Oh no, it's great. Yeah.
I mean, I love the movies. They're fun. They're like silly, very fun with movies. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
But anyway, those ones.
one little tidbit about the Daimajin films: the guy who plays Daimajin, the suit actor, no doubt is the guy who fights Bruce Lee in the Chinese Connection at the very end. Same guy.
Really?
Oh really?
Did not
Huh.
know that.
You ever seen the Chinese Connection, where he's
Yeah.
fighting all the Japanese karate guys because they killed his master?
Right.
Well, the final dude that he faces, who he kicks through the window, that's Daimajin's actor.
That's him.
Oh really? Oh
Yeah.
cool.
All
That-
I'll
right.
have to go back
Look
just
at
to see
that.
that.
Worlds are colliding.
I
So
was
we
like,
saw
say-
Bruce Lee versus Daimajin, technically.
That's pretty awesome. I like that. There we go.
Cool. Okay. I gotta rewatch that to see that. Wow.
Okay, moving on. We've got 3 movies left, kids, in the Showa era. And I apologize. I'm sure the millions of people who watch it will be saying, Adult Daimajin is not Toho. I learned something new today.
It won't break
Um,
the difference.
It's
Trust
all
me.
good, man. Hey, we're having a good time. 1967, I think one of the sillier, wonderful movies. And I love the sets. King Kong Escapes with Linda Miller. This is just so absurd and wonderful. This maniacal doctor is going to create a mechanical King Kong because he's the perfect shape for digging.
I'm
Like,
sorry,
really?
Doctor Who? What?
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh. Ooh.
He looks like Doctor Who looks like a Johnny Sacco villain. He almost looks like the Hamburglar without the orthodontia. The guy Fangor. He almost looks
Now,
like Fangor.
now tell him
from-
there's a comic book at the time too with this stuff. There or
Yes.
there
It
was,
was a
yeah,
comic book and a television, animated television show.
coming out about all the same time.
Oh, really? Nice.
This universe, yeah.
Kind of
It
got
was,
Ric
it
Flair's
was a
hair.
co-production. Yeah. That's it.
Ralph Bat, yeah. Who was it?
Rod
Who was
Beck.
it? Rankin and Bass. I'm sorry.
I was saying Batman. I was like,
Rankin and Bass.
Rankin and Bass did a
Rankin and
did a
Bass.
monster thing.
They were the co-production with this.
Oh.
They released the animated, the cartoon, the TV show.
Yeah.
And they had a little bit to do with the movie.
Oh, I
Like,
wanted this King
finance.
Kong and Mecha Kong to go put one foot in front of the
Oh,
other.
the other. Yeah.
That'd have been awesome. I would pay $1 to see that. Maybe I'll make it happen.
Mrs. Tarr loves it when she started laughing when Mecha King Kong was walking away by the Tarr. just watching his butt. Sorry. I had to mention that fondness of that movie.
But isn't it funny now? Okay, like I said again, there are certain things in the Japanese cut that's not in the American cut, or vice versa. But when Mecha Kong and Kong are pretty much fight, do you notice that in the American cut, their footprints are amplified when they're in Tokyo, when they're, like I say, walking, it's like pop, pop, pop. But in the Japanese
I
cut,
love it.
down as hard. But I guess in America, it's like we got to really emphasize the weight of them. It's like, so when they're walking, it's like boom, 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 boom. It's like, okay, all right.
It sounded like they were walking across loose floor.
Yeah. And I love how Kong actually.
And I kind of like it though. It was just something you expected from.
I mean, I love how because I think it was Nakajima all saying who's doing it. The way he runs towards Tokyo Tower after Mega Kong, it's like he just I love it. You know, he's really putting his all in there. You know.
I like the scene where they're after they just destroyed the robot, but they're running down the pier. They're driving in the little car and they're sicking him on the boat that's going out to the harbor.
I just felt that it's so much like a puppy dog kind of moment. It's like, okay, here the good guys, you know, Rose and everybody driving alongside. That's a shot you can never. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't think.
But that's like the cartoon was like that. You know, the family, you know, kind of controlled Kong, whatever. Yeah. But
also, is it just me, or what was the guy's name? Road Reason?
Yes.
Is it just me, or does Road Reason seem like a poor man's American version of Sean Connery being in this film?
It's kind of.
Yeah.
His brother, who was it, Rex Reason, was in This Island Earth. That was him.
Okay.
So
Rhodes Reason was at the first G-Fest I think I was at.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah?
Or one of the earlier ones that I remember. Yeah,
Rhodes Reason was there. To see that. Did get to meet him because like he came before, like I say, did he pass away like the previous?
I don't know.
Year?
I don't remember. I don't know when he passed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sorry to get because I didn't go to G-Fest until 2016.
Yeah. Well, this was back when autographs did not cost money, and they would sign anything you wanted, all you wanted.
Oh,
yeah.
That's cool.
Well, they had to stop that because people were bringing like their entire stacks for Nakajima to sign, like 30 things, and it was just like too much. Like, look, we're gonna limit it to like 3 things, 2 things. You know, don't make the poor guy give you sign 30 things for free. But it was like it cost nothing, and they had like one big room, and they were all at a table, so you can kind of bring stuff, and especially when they had 2 or 3 people from the same thing, it was easy to slide something down. They could all sign it.
See, I think that's kind of see, that's what I'm thinking to myself. I mean, I'm a geek too. I'm a nerd. I'm always like that, but you got to respect the person. Yeah, I know, right? I mean, I'm a nerd, I'm a geek, but no, you have to respect the people who come to these things, to these events, and know that their time is limited in terms of like, okay, we got other people to do these things. Like, have one signature, or at least, like I say, when I went to 2018, I had the guy who designed the suits and everything sign my book that he made. I had him sign that, and that was it. I mean, I'm not having someone sign like 15 copies of whatever I got. It's like, no, kind of limit yourself, man. Just give them one thing, at least 1 or 2. That'd be done. I mean, respect their, situation. You can't just, we got to remind ourselves, they are like gods or goddesses among us, but they are still human. They're still human. So we got.
You know what those people are gonna do? They're gonna go right online. They're gonna go right on eBay, and then they're gonna try to make money off these people they claim they love, but they don't. and I
Oh
always
yeah.
get
Scalpers, yeah.
Yeah,
It's terrible. But I mean, and
They're
then also
exhausting.
like they would, because they were Japanese, they were being courteous. Of course, they're going to sign something, but sometimes the American audiences, at least at G-Fest, would kind of push too much, like. But now you pay for the autograph just like any other con, and it
no,
helps
my.
helps drive the appearances and helps bring in people and things like that. So I get it. It's
I
still
think it did,
cheaper than going to like a big con. You're not
but
paying
I feel,
hundreds of dollars.
but I feel they deserve. I think they deserve to have to be paid for the
Yeah.
signature.
Oh,
I
I'm
mean, this
happy
is
for the opportunities of the people I've met. I would not trade that for the world.
Same.
So I'm grateful for that. So
So while there's a lull between
Right.
movies, I actually have to head off.
I know I was going to say, Donnie, I know
I'm
you had to
so
leave at 4,
sorry.
so thank you for being on Heavy Metal Horror for these last 2 episodes
Horror.
discussing Godzilla, non-Godzilla Toho, and apparently some Dai movies. Um, Before you go, please help remind us all where we can find your podcast and your books.
You can find them on Amazon. You can find, well, the books on Amazon, the shows on YouTube. You can follow me on Instagram. I'm even on Blue Sky, even though I don't use that often. But come find me. Let's talk. Let's nerd out together. And thank you, as always, for creating a space like this for these conversations. I appreciate joining you today.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I'm so glad that you joined in with us. It has been a blast going through these movies and hearing your perspective on things. And kids, watch Growing Up with Godzilla. It is a wonderful podcast because you guys really get into much more than just the appreciation of monster films, but about childhood and about feeling and inclusion and escape and really, really important and deep things. So it's a fantastic show.
Hiring you
thank
for
you.
marketing.
There you go.
Yes, watch it. Um, so okay, well, thank you for coming, Donnie, and have a great day. And
Thanks.
You all.
I'll
It was
send
great
you links
talking
when
with
this
you.
comes out. Yeah, it was wonderful, and we will get together soon.
Talk soon.
All
Bye.
right, bye. All right. Well, and then there were 4. Thank you again, Donnie. Love you, man. We are down to 2 more movies. 1969, Latitude Zero.
Oh, love it.
And yes, it's
Hopefully, I never saw
with
this one.
Oh, you gotta see
oh
it.
Okay.
it
Yeah.
is like over the wall top, like top just crazy. Great villain. It's like James Bond. James
Yeah.
Bond meets Toho's version of James Bond. With other cities and oh
Jules
God,
Verne gone crazy.
yeah,
And
yes,
this one was controversial, believe it or not, too. This is another one of those controversial.
I know Cesar Romero and thigh high red boots.
Me
What
once.
the?
It's like,
yeah.
what?
Were they
Okay,
red? I'm sorry. It's just-
I forget. I mean, I
yeah.
don't know if it was. I forget if it was red or whatever. But no, this. But like I say, I think because the reason it was controversial because everyone, well, except for maybe the tall bald guy, everyone, Japanese otherwise, all are speaking English.
oh yeah,
Yeah, and well, at least in the American cut, they are. Japanese cut, and it's shorter too. The Japanese cut is way shorter.
another co-production.
Yeah, it's a very cool production, but everyone is speaking English. They're not doing no dubs. They're not doing anything. Like everyone's doing it by audio sound. Like
Right.
they're doing it that way. I'm thinking that's the reason why it was controversial. Because like, why would you have your actors who are Japanese talking in English?
Because they're going for the American market. This
Mhm.
was like when Toho was trying to get into a Western market. And so yeah, that's why they had Joseph Cotton, Cesar Romero. What's her name?
What is her name? She's
Well,
Spanish. The
yeah.
one,
Then
You know
right,
who
they were
I'm
using a
talking about, right?
lot of American actors, like
But they
as
were
Nick Adams, as Akira Takarada would call him, horny Nick.
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
that was Richard. What's his name? Richard
Richard Shut, yeah.
Jekyll.
Who was in
yeah.
the green, was he in the green slime? I think he
Yes.
yeah, he
Yes.
was in
Yeah.
the
Green
green.
Slime along with guy
Mako
from
Jaws of Death.
Whack and Train.
Yes.
Yes.
He was even in
But
Starman with John Carpenter.
yes,
Yeah.
Oh,
he was
wow.
the man, exactly.
Not at
Yeah.
all.
No, I love Green Slime. That is one of my absolute all-time favorite, guilty pleasures. It is, and it's maybe the arguably the best theme song of any of these
Oh my,
monster
yes.
movies.
I would have to,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
And this
So
is one
it's
of one to last of Super Raya's productions of working on something, because he would pass away because I think he had like one or two more films he was doing, or at least directing, and then unfortunately he would pass away 1 year later. Sorry to
mm,
say, but hey, he gave us what
right,
he did.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I had those space station movies.
Yeah.
We have the space station. There's a trilogy of
That's the Italian ones
that's
that
the
kind of
Italian ones.
incorporate. It
Yes,
was an Italian, it was an Italian co-production.
right.
US, Italian,
Yeah, yeah. Oh, they're bad. They're so bad.
the
But they're
Gamma Threes.
yes, but I kind of love them. I love them in their awfulness. I really do.
They do.
And
It's
yeah, but Latitude Zero is very fun and silly. Um, and this scientist who's changing people and implanting their brains. It's again, we have the Frankenstein kind of mentality, the doctor, Dr. Frankenstein, I'm gonna take your brain and plant it into this lion, flying
and he
lion.
just does it so casual too. And it's
Yeah,
just like,
yeah.
oh, there
Oh,
you
you
go.
pissed me off. I'm just gonna kill you. Put you in a line. But now she's obedient. Like that's what she gets for opening her mouth, apparently. Um,
Ah,
but
but she
yeah,
wasn't.
yeah. But it's so silly in some ways,
Love
like
it. And who was it?
yeah.
Cesar Romero. The
Cesar
it,
Romero, who I still think is the best Joker. I mean, in the totality of his work, the body of his work, when you see it, I still love him as Joker. Um, fantastic, fantastic.
the costumes are just awesome.
They're
Yeah.
Never shaved his mustache for the
I
makeup.
know. I know.
Mm-mm. No, no, that would be on. That'd be a great thing to talk about. I don't know if it would last as long for Unsane, or we even do it on the show. The Batman series. That would be awesome. Maybe a
yeah.
one season at a time. So yeah. Well, kids, we have one more movie to talk about in the Showa era. And this is around 1970 Space Amoeba.
The same year I was
That's
born.
Space Amoeba has three monsters. One of them is a real asshole. So
Yeah, right.
that's he just shows up, I'm gonna fuck your shit up. You know.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And but I really what I love about this movie so much, in some of the shots are goofy, like when Gazora's walking, but uh it is also very kind of creepy. The angle is like from the human point of view. You see him coming as a monster, so it's kind of creepy. But the design of these suits, it's just like it looks so realistic, like this big crab, or that crab-like monster. It has all the texture and the spininess of a real animal. And I think that's what I really love so much about it, because other monsters are more fantastical, but these seem like grounded in creatures that just got radiated, or and they blew up, kind of thing, rather than like true monsters.
Right.
On the DVD, did you see? Maybe you didn't, but they have a short of going through a Japanese aquarium, pointing out the animals that
I've seen
each of
that.
the animals that the monsters are based on.
Oh
Yeah.
no,
I
I
still don't
bet.
see that. The turtle thing is just, you're stretching it,
No,
literally. It's just
that's pretty funny. No, but I'll bring up something that Billy was talking about earlier. When we the Doggerel, where the animation, it's not supposed to be cartoonish, but it's you can tell in Doggerel.
obvious. Yeah,
But here it's a little bit better. I mean, maybe because it's I think more refined. I mean, you can still see you can still say it's animated, but it's more effective, in terms of like, it's like it's doing what it's supposed to be doing, which is showing it grabbing some people, rising up. But the animation on that is pretty much done a little bit better, maybe because it's years later or something like that, But I don't know. I mean, it's just you can still see the hokiness, but at the same time, it does look way better than what it was done in Doggerel. I'll just say that with the tentacle hair. Yeah.
I don't know. Dogger did.
This
Oh,
this film seemed to have a little bit of everything. And I say that in good terms, because I mean, you think at first, okay, Godzilla's not in it, but okay, we got three of them. And by the way, Unfortunately, Ganimes and Kamibis were not in the Nintendo game, but Gizora was.
Okay. I was about to say, was it in the game by chance?
Oh, didn't he like shoot out? Was that his thing where he shut up
Oh,
like a?
He had a tentacle that
Yeah,
he
his
would
long
crowd-
tentacle
he would
slap you around
crowd
or
you in
whatever.
the corner, but he wouldn't drain your health at all. He was just annoying until he backed away, and then you could blast him or whatever. But no, Gizora and the monsters all look great. And Ganimes, I actually thought was the best monster. We don't hear too much about him anymore, but oh well. Where's the
Oh,
toys?
what was it? Was it Mecha? One of the Mecha Godzilla ones, or one of the
No,
Millennium? Wait, washes up on the
Tokyo
beach.
SOS, where we
Tokyo
Yes.
SOS, I think, right?
we saw
Yeah.
Where he's
Kamibis.
washed up
Yes,
on the
that's
beach.
right.
Yeah, they brought him back. I thought that was really a nice little homage.
That was
I was
that
hoping
was
to see a
cop
live
out.
one though.
That was a cop out in my opinion, because it's like, if you're gonna bring Kamibis in, we want to see him, not just the corpse.
Yeah,
Live
not
as
just
well.
washed up on the beach. Come on, man,
But
give us
the
something.
idea that they acknowledged another monster in that universe, that was kind of
Well,
cool though.
But see, that's the problem. They wanted to cut corners because they wanted to focus on Godzilla and all that. But the problem is, I just feel like they never want to take a chance on a monster we haven't seen in a while. And
No, you're
like,
right.
you know what?
Yeah.
You're right.
It's fun. Do more.
They have to know it. They have to know that the fans will go crazy to see a monster they haven't seen, you know, instead of retreading it over and over again. Because you go to the well too many times, it's the same fucking water, you know.
Well,
Give
some,
me a new well,
especially
you
after
know.
a few years now.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean the
especially
Heisei series was cranked
recently.
out real quickly, like in repeating the same monsters. Yes, we know everyone likes Mothra, everyone likes Ghidorah, but give me something else. You know, and so that's why I really like GMK in a lot of ways, because it's such a different take on the monsters as these protector spirits. I love that concept, you know.
It could have been so much more too.
Oh, it could have been, but and talk about explosions, Grand Jedi Velle. Yeah.
Oh yes,
Yeah, those explosions in that one are pretty awesome.
I look the scene where when Godzilla gets blown off the pier there. I mean, I love that explosion there. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, here's
Oh.
one last thing I want to say about Space Amoeba, or Yog the Monster from Space, whatever we want to call it. The performance from Kenji Sahara alone. This is probably his best role since Torahata in Mothra versus Godzilla. And man, you could tell he's having some fun with this role, because it's a very interesting role they gave him here. And he's like one of the things I remember most about this film, where the human story is actually coinciding well with the monster story.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I gotta give it to Sahara, you know, because you know he's a chameleon when it comes to playing a role. Because before the film, well, in fact, for 63, where he was a villain in both Atricon, and not so much a villain, he was just a very slimy role in Matango. He was pretty much playing the straight guy, you know, it's pretty much the protagonist. You know, he's somebody clean cut or anything like that. But when you see him playing, especially in Matango, when you see him playing someone who's just slimy, just very, you know, rough, and I was like, damn, that's a pretty good change for this actor. I mean, I'm gonna never imagine him being able to pull that off, but that shows how well versed of an actor performer he really is. You know, I mean, like I said, I don't think people give him too much credit for his performances in these same things. And of course, he's the one who's been in the most Godzilla films in his legacy, so that's a good thing. But no, he's probably one of the better actors in terms of stretching his way of being able to act in certain films. You know, no
He's
matter
a good
what.
character actor. He can really embody different roles. Now, speaking of his commitment, I will say this, because when he was at G-Fest and I was asking him, because I told him his performance in Matango was really awesome and I loved it. It was, you know, and I said, what kind of preparations did you do for that character? And he said, well, he decided that the character should have a tooth missing, and so he went to his dentist and he said, pull that tooth. And the dentist pulled his tooth out. He shot the movie and then had the dentist like put it back in when when he was done. I thought, Jesus, that's a dedication. That is amazing. Yeah,
Oh,
fantastic.
I mean, like I say, look, when you are someone who's dedicated to the craft, look, go for it. I
Yeah,
mean, if
he's
brings
great.
life, yeah,
He was
so,
great. Yeah, he it was his first time at G Fest. And he was introduced, and of course he got a standing ovation.
That
And then
was
he just
2011, I think.
huh?
That
What
was
year?
2009.
I
2009.
think I was thinking 2009. Sounds about right.
Yeah.
And I remember him just sobbing, like, because he was not expecting such an outpouring of affection. Like, because in Japan they get reverence, you get respect, but they were not really traditionally giving outward affection. And so then when he started crying, then everyone in the auditorium was crying as well. So we just wanted to say thank you, and that's all it really was. And for him, it was overwhelming, and he was so appreciative, and had a great time. And I think that was what I love so much about G Fest, even though I don't see myself going back. I just appreciate being able to say thank you just a little bit, to go back a little bit and say thank you for all the joy that these people have given me, and just to make that connection and say how important they were, or how say thank you. And so they have that moment, even for a little bit. I will always be grateful.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're at the end of the Toho, and since we opened up the Daiei can of worms, do you think there are any other movies of this era that non-Godzilla movies that might be fun? We did mention the green slime. Well, yeah, we have the whole gamma, but I don't want to get into a whole other series. But maybe one shots before we get out, because there was a couple movies I thought we did for
What's
Toho.
that? What was
Another
that?
space movie that I thought was Toho, but it wasn't.
War in Space?
War in Space. Yeah.
That was Toho.
Was it? No, it was
No,
no
War in
Battle
Space.
Battle in Outer Space.
No, War in
Mess-
Space is a
That was Battle in Outer Space. There's something else. There's another space movie.
War in Space,
I think
and
War
then
in Space.
the
Battle in
Message
Outer
from
Space
Outer
is Toho.
Space.
Yeah.
Well, you said about for Toho or just for any other company? I mean, any
Well,
other...
I mean, yeah, but there was one I took off the list. I had it originally, and I thought, oh, that's not Toho, and
What's
I took it off.
the
But it
kitty
might have been
one that
Daiei or Toei.
Goro versus what is that one?
Or are you
Yeah,
thinking of the
orange-
hippopotamus monster?
Yeah, the orange hippopotamus monster that they
What?
teach to use the toilet.
Oh yes,
Go-
that's
Goliath.
yeah,
Goliath,
that
Doro, or whatever.
one. I know what you're talking about.
Dagaro.
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 The Gara. I
Goliath,
don't know that
yes.
one. Huh.
It
Oh.
was released in
Brian
74.
Toho
Yeah,
film.
it's very.
They kill the mom during a
it's an-
monster attack,
Movie.
and then
That's
they
all.
raise the baby on this island.
Mhm.
And
I mean, it was just okay.
yeah.
It's
I've
it's
seen
it's
that.
choice taste. It's yeah.
Oh. And then they teach it because it's a giant monster and it gets pretty messy. They teach it to use the toilet. They build this big water closet.
Oh, right. I don't want to think about hippos going number
Awesome.
2.
Walking
That-
hippos to boot.
That is
Who
bonkers.
breathes fire.
No, this was a time where not just Toho, but everything that was kaiju or tokusatsu related, they were just stretching the imagination of how far they can go.
Well, yeah, they're shifting definitely to very young audiences.
That's what
Yeah.
But I grew up, and I didn't put them on the list because they're not Toho, but there was a series of movies called featuring a superhero called Starman. I think in Japan he was Giant Man or something like that. Yeah.
I
It
was
was
gonna
like,
say, I think
decked out
that's-
in white with a cape and a little skull cap, and
I
Starman, and
think
he fought these like
it-
star-shaped these aliens that look like starfish,
Well, no, that's Warning from
Warning from Space.
Yes.
Warning from
Okay.
space, but they show up in that though too.
They show up in a Starman
They-
movie too, I think.
Yeah, they get all these other goofy aliens with like
Yeah, there's a
parking
whole
cones on their
council of
hands.
aliens. Yeah. But Starman was
Now-
like a superhero, who wore tights and had a cape. And I mean, I remember loving Starman when I was a kid.
Is that the one that's called the Invasion of the Neptune Men?
That might be right. Yeah, I don't know,
that's
but
the one I was thinking about, because that's the one
Yeah.
I would say is pretty underrated. That
There's Prince of Space too, or Iron
Yes.
Sharp.
Mhm.
That's on
Yeah.
Tubi, by the way, the
Iron-
Japanese version of those.
okay.
Yeah,
That's
I think
cool.
that one has
Prince
the
of Space is
Neptune.
pretty good.
Yeah.
And no, that's good. How about Billy? Any other movies you think might be good ones from this list?
Does it have to be Toho?
No, not at all.
Well, like I said before, when we were off air, I've been on a bit of a Legend of Dinosaurs and Monster Birds kick lately, and for those who have seen it, you know what I'm talking about with that very misleading, it doesn't fit, but yet it does soundtrack. That sounds like a cross from 70s porn to 70s disco to actually I made this connection. This soundtrack actually would have gone well with Godzilla versus Hedra.
Oh, that kind of a
You could have
snazzy
switched
little.
those two soundtracks and it would have worked.
Okay.
That's funny.
But anyway, Legend of Dinosaurs, that was actually my first dinosaur film I ever saw as a kid on TV.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
What a way to start. Yeah, that was not the right one to start with. And here's the funny thing. The Just for Kids, King's Entertainment, whatever distributor that made the Gamera VHSs and all the Daiei VHSs, they put that movie right in the kids section. Blood and guts, severed horses' heads, and that poor girl disemboweled in the kids section.
Did that come out? Well, that came out in like the late 70s, right? That film.
1977, but it didn't hit the U.S. market video until like 83 or 84.
Because I don't think I remember it being that. I mean, like I say, what you mentioned, like say the so-called the brutality of it's like y'all gonna put this in. I mean, I guess because it's got dinosaurs. It's like, that's enough, but like no, we're gonna put it here.
Like, it was.
I'm telling you, the distributor probably just assumed.
But
Rubber Monster.
What's interesting about this film is it was made by Toei. It was their answer to Jaws' success. It didn't really do well in Japan, but it ironically did well in Russia. And for this reason, not because of the dinosaurs or anything, but because Russia was so amazed that they hadn't seen any Japanese films until that time, I guess. And they were so amazed that Japan was using like Sony cameras and all this. They were somehow intrigued by that. And yeah, weird, but man,
God, damn good dinosaur movie.
Remembers that soundtrack. I want to blast that soundtrack right now. Or I need to get that soundtrack, but
I'll have to go back. I have to look at this. Last Dinosaur 2. We'll do that one again.
Yeah,
talk about that.
Dinosaur.
That's
the
just
one
as
from
goofy
1977. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty
TV
goofy.
movie.
It is.
I saw it as a
I
TV
remember
movie.
I was in the hospital for something. I don't know what it was, but I remember
Forced to
being in the
watch it.
hospital, and I was just I mean, there was only 3 channels on the TV at the time,
Right.
so that was on. I'm like, well, if I gotta be in the hospital, then at least I'm watching a movie about a dinosaur, and yeah, that's the only time I ever saw it. But I know it just came back out. It's got like a re-release. It's been like remastered and stuff like that. It's like okay.
I need
So
to get that version.
I do too. I'll go with the
I'll
watch
it again.
because it's stuck in my head. So, and the idea that they actually made figures for this, I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, there's a company, making the last dinosaur figure. Like, all right.
Now we need Legends of Dinosaur figures, please.
Yep.
So I've never seen Legend of Dinosaurs, so that's all new to me. So that's.
I have a
cool.
list of monsters I would like people
Never
to make.
seen
I
that?
think would be-
Oh, it's
No.
amazing. Whatchamacallit, Discotech just released a restoration widescreen with both English and Japanese dub, but I highly recommend you watch it with the English dub because it just makes the WTF experience all the more merrier.
Fantastic. I love that. I love like the goofy stuff that these movies have inspired, like the Kamen Rider series. I really love like Kamen Rider V3. It is just such a great series and it's over the top, but some of those monsters are silly. But you have a lot of martial arts. You have monsters exploding, decapitations, motorcycle stunts. Like, what more do you want?
Fountains
on
of
a show?
paint. Yeah, just
Why we're there.
Yeah, and they're so much fun.
have you seen the new one? The Shin
Shin
Masked
Kamen Rider?
Rider? Yeah. You should. Same guy did Shin Godzilla. That was his.
Oh, okay. I have it. I've not seen it.
Okay.
But
watch it. It's
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's also a Shin
Curious.
Ultraman. There was a Shin was going. That was the big thing. That was the big craze.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody was doing the Shin.
And he
We
was
just didn't
involved
see-
with all of them, though.
Yeah. We can there's all kinds of things we can do. Maybe another show on down the road we can talk about like our TV shows like Ultraman and Johnny Sacco and those things because that's a whole
Captain
whole
Ultra.
I never saw Captain Ultra. You know,
I
yeah.
found it somewhere. I don't think I could find it again, but yeah, I got to see all the episodes. I liked it. It's goofy space adventure in the Johnny Sacco vein, very much so.
Oh, well,
You
I'm
know,
gonna
that
look
kind of
for
a
it.
goofiness. Yeah,
Yeah,
fun
and
stuff.
I love Johnny Sacco. Over the top, so much gunplay. Oh my God, so much gunplay. Well, guys, I want to thank you for being on Heavy Metal Horror yet again, to sharing your knowledge and having fun talking about our nerddom. And just had a blast with you guys today. So thanks.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much. Had a
Oh, well,
blast.
I'm glad everyone did. Now before we leave, I'm gonna have make sure you share where we can find you and a little bit about you. So, Billy, where can we find Godzilla Battle Royale?
Rockstar BB82 on YouTube. I also have a Facebook page somewhere. Just look up Godzilla Battle Royale. I haven't been really active lately. I'm trying to rectify that, but hopefully I'll get that desire back going soon.
Hopefully, we inspired you.
That's what I think.
Yeah, Dr. Tarr, you need to watch it. Yeah,
I will.
It's a love letter, and it's so great. It
Very
is.
good.
It is really great. Jedi Grand Velle, where can we find you?
Well, I mentioned before, like I said, my channel is called Jedi Grand Velle Productions. It's on YouTube, but you could call when I say you call, you can find me on Instagram also, and YouTube, not YouTube, but Facebook, but using my government name, Walter Ross. So you can find me there, and usually I post stuff like about everything. But yeah, that's basically where I'm at on YouTube. And like I say, I do as much content in terms of that's gratifying, that's even kaiju and tokusatsu related, and anything else kind of subject we talk about, like you was mentioned about talking about the Batman series, the old one, it's like stuff like that. I mean, I get creative in knowing that you don't just center on just one particular subject, you do all kinds of subjects, and that's what makes me different from a lot of other
Yeah,
people.
excellent. Well, when you do a Batman show, I'm there. I'm watching. Working my way back through the Batman series again, and it's just
Which one?
fantastic.
The
The
old
original. This is 66.
series.
Yeah, yeah.
I've
Adam
got the
West
first
wrote.
season, I think. I
Yeah,
got
I
that.
got a.
Yeah.
I got that on Blu-ray. I bought the box. I'm like, this is one of the things that I will splurge and I will buy because it's so beautiful to look at the colors. I'm like, oh, it's absolutely stunning. So,
Yeah,
yes, and Dr. Tar, where can we find you?
Oh, at Unsane Radio at the moment. Yeah.
UnsaneRadio.com. That's right. Tar and Feather Psychocinema.com.
Yeah, sure.
And Tar and Feather have a YouTube channel, right, where you can watch some of their movies. They've also done. They've
Some.
been. That's right. I want you to release all of them, and and your version of Monster Party Beach is hilarious. I just love their take on it. So I'm
Did
so
you see
grateful.
it?
Oh,
Did you
good.
actually
Yeah.
watch it?
Yes, I did. I've watched it several times.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's hilarious. Like
Uh,
time slip. Yeah, all the boob alerts. Oh, it's fantastic. It's good.
sorry.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's fantastic. Hey,
I didn't know.
you can find Heavy Metal Horror on unsaneradio.com. Hey, ain't that a coinkadink? Listen to full episodes or download to your device. You can find us on Facebook, Heavy Metal Horror Podcast. On Instagram, look for Montag Lewis, one word. Our YouTube page, Heavy Metal Horror Podcast. If you're watching, that's where you're at. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And if you know someone who would like our show, tell about us. This has been Montag, Master of Illusion, and you've been watching and listening to, all right, guys, bring up the horns. Heavy Metal Horror.
Y'all.
This is Doug Helvering, and you have been listening to Heavy Metal Horror, the best podcast that you've never heard before.